So welcome to Japan, Maestro John Adams, and now you are conducting debut in Japan. So how do you feel now?
Well, I am very annoyed at myself that I haven't been here sooner because this Tokyo Metropolitan Orchestra, I've just had my first day of work with them, and they're a marvelous orchestra. And I live just outside of San Francisco, so the flight here is every bit as long as going to London. So I should have been coming here much sooner, but I'm thrilled to be here.
I see. And you have just finished the first rehearsal with Tokyo Metropolitan Symphony Orchestra. So what is your first impression of the orchestra?
Well, my first impression, we started with Harmon y Lehre, which is a piece that I composed in 1985. And I did not know what to expect. Some orchestras have a great deal of difficulty with it, and they played it so well the first time through here this morning that I thought, oh, half of this orchestra grew up listening to my music, so they know it already, like they know Rite of Spring, and that was really wonderful for me because I felt that my music is already part of the repertoire.
I see. And in addition to the Harmon y Lehre, you will conduct two more pieces in this program. The first piece is I Still Dance, is in the words of MTT, a super virtuoso piece.
Well, I have a very long friendship and collaboration with Michael Tilson Thomas that goes back almost 40 years. And he's a dear friend, and his husband, Joshua Robeson, used to do swing dance. And I asked Joshua, I said, do you still dance? And he said, I still dance. So I wrote this piece as a gift to the two of them. And Michael did the first performance with the San Francisco Symphony about, I think, just a few years before the pandemic.
Before pandemic.
Interestingly enough, all three of these pieces on this program with the Tokyo Metropolitan Orchestra, they all were premiered by the San Francisco Symphony. Which is a wonderful orchestra that I had a very long relationship with.
I see. And as for the instrumentation of the I Still Dance, the use of various percussion instruments, especially the Japanese taiko drum, is very interesting.
Yes.
So why did you choose the?
Well, the taiko drum, it's a wonderful instrument. It has the low drum sound, but it also has that sharp rap on the edge. So I'm surprised that it hasn't been used in the classical orchestra. Stravinsky never wrote for it, or Olivier Messiaen never did. So I'm very pleased to be able to use it. It isn't the first time I've used it, though. I first used taiko in my oratorio, The Gospel According to Other Mary.
I see. And I hear the performance of I Still Dance this time is the world premiere revised version.
Well, we composers always revise pieces. Sometimes, particularly with operas, we do major revisions because you're dealing not just with music but with drama. And you cannot always tell in advance how things are going to feel. And with orchestra pieces, for example, Absolute Jest, the first version of it, I had a very different opening. And then when I heard it, I didn't like the opening. And I completely threw away the first third of the piece and rewrote that. And I'm glad I did because I think the piece really works now.
So the Absolute Jest is a very rare concerto in which a string quartet and the orchestra perform together. And it's very interesting in which one can hear the Beethoven's fragments or tattoos in the piece, throughout the pieces.
Well, the piece in a way is a 25-minute long scherzo, and scherzo in Italian means a joke, but I don't think of it as a funny joke, but it's a kind of wit that you get in Haydn or in some Beethoven. And what I did was to take some material from a few Beethoven string quartet pieces, and I used them as the sort of the genetic material for this piece, plus a few other pieces. You'll hear a little bit of the Ninth Symphony and a little bit of the Fourth Symphony and the Waldstein piano sonatas. So, we composers are always doing that. Schoenberg made a big arrangement for orchestra of the Brahms piano quartet. And, of course, Stravinsky with Pulcinella. Benjamin Britten did this with Purcell. So we always, with music that we love, we want to somehow absorb it ourselves.
It's a kind of tradition of it.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
And for the string quartet part, the Esme quartet will play.
Yes.
So why did you choose Esme?
I had just discovered them the way we hear everything these days, which is on YouTube, and they were playing a late Beethoven quartet, the A minor quartet, and I was thrilled by the way they played, and I contacted them, and we wanted an opportunity to play together, and I'm so grateful that the Tokyo Metropolitan Opera Orchestra agreed to bring them here. They played it last year in Hong Kong, but not with me. So this will be our first collaboration together.
I see. And I think I Still Dance and Absolute Jest have in common that the non-stop driving force is derived from Beethoven. So in other words, when I heard Absolute Jest after I Still Dance, I got the impression of Beethoven still dances.
It's funny because I think my musical personality, it's drawn to that sense of, it's mostly very joyful forward motion. So I love jazz and I love Beethoven because they both have that sense of rhythm and movement.
I see. And the second half of the program, Harmony Relay, is a now masterpiece that you composed almost 40 years ago. And it's a hybrid symphony work of minimalism and late romanticism. So has your view of the Harmony Relay changed over the past 40 years?
Well, I'm surprised that this piece with a strange title, it's a German title, it's not an American title, and it basically means a harmony lesson. And I wrote it at a time when, I was a young composer and, tonality was considered dead. And Schoenberg, of course, was so instrumental in promoting atonal music. And I always felt that atonal music had very limited use, that tonality is the unifying force. It's also the expressive force in music. So this piece, in a way, is my sort of statement of belief, like Martin Luther with his, declaration of faith. It's an interesting idea that I think only could be done once, which was to use minimalist techniques and fin de siècle romantic harmony, like Parsifal or Debussy or Sibelius. I had no idea it would become as popular as it is. It's been played by almost every orchestra in the world, except the Vienna Philharmonic. They haven't played it yet. But it's a piece that everybody keeps wanting me to do. And I know Stravinsky, you know, he wrote all these masterpieces, Oedipus Rex and the Violin Concerto, and people only wanted him to do Firebird, which was this very early piece. And Harmony Lara has become my Firebird. But I don't mind doing it because when I'm working with a wonderful orchestra like this, it's a great experience.
So Harmony Lele ends with the glorious music in E flat major. So it's like declaring the triumph of tonality system. So, and E flat major is the key of the Beethoven's Eroica. And interestingly, Richard Strauss Einheldenleben. So it may be a coincidence.
No, it isn't. I didn't do it consciously. You know, the chords, the harmonic shift just happened. We sort of, as composers, we follow what we've started, and we often, it's like Columbus going out in the ocean. He didn't know what was there. He just kept going and then discovered America. And it's sort of like that with us composers. And I discovered E flat major. But I didn't plan that I was going to end on the key of the Eroica.
I see. So finally, could you give us the message for the audience who is looking forward to the concert?
Well, first of all, it's a great privilege to be conducting my music here in Japan. I think that there's a great deal of spiritual connection between Americans and the Japanese. You know, I believe that my music, if and when it's discovered and appreciated in Japan, will connect with Japanese listeners. So it's a great privilege for me to be able to do this at this point.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.